The city of Daytona Beach promotes itself as the world's most famous beach. But in all honesty, I would have to say that when you ask someone to tell you the first thing that comes to mind when you say Daytona Beach, Florida, it would have to be the Daytona 500, NASCAR, auto racing, the Daytona International Speedway, and pulling up a close second would have to be Bike Week in Daytona Beach, Florida. The 2014 Daytona Beach 500 is now in the history books. The 2014 Daytona Beach Bike Week is at its midway point, but don't let that tell you that there's nothing else to see and do in Daytona. Because this year, 2014, the highly anticipated GumBall 3000 Rally, an annual 3,000-mile international motor rally, will run from Miami to Ibiza and will be stopping here in Daytona Beach. Residents will be able to check out a rare collection of fancy cars from all over the world, essentially recreating a real-life version of the Cannonball Run for automotive fans. In anticipation of this race, we have the privilege of speaking with Antonio Sabato Jr., a lifelong motorsports enthusiast. Antonio is an actor and former Calvin Klein model. He's collected a trove of motorcycles and cars over the years, frequently races on tracks near his home in Los Angeles, and can speak to the significance of the rally to residents of the Daytona Beach area. Sitting here speaking with Antonio Sabato Jr. Antonio, I hope it's okay if I refer to you by your first name?
Yes, of course, Antonio, yes. Thank you.
All right, I've got you here because you're actually involved in the 2014 GumBall Rally, an annual 3,000-mile international motor rally that will run this year from Miami to Ibiza by way of Daytona. Tell me a little bit about how you got involved with this.
Well, initially I talked about this to Anastasia, which is the company that I've been working for this year. It's I've been talking about promoting and finding ways to promote Anastasia, and one of them was to race cars because that's what I do. I've been a professional race car driver for quite some time, so GumBall is a pretty cool event. And but I can't do it because I'm doing a TV show starting in May, and I'm going to be traveling all around the country doing Fix It and Finish It, which is it's a pretty cool show, a renovation show that I got involved. It's going to be nationwide, airing in September. But anyway, so the GumBall series is going on, and they're promoting Anastasia. They have their own car. They have a Lamborghini Gallardo, which I would have loved to be driving that for the whole series, but I can't do it. So they have some pretty ladies driving the car and promoting Anastasia, which is pretty cool. They're going to try to recreate the classic film Cannonball Run, which showcased two gorgeous women, in racing suits behind the wheel. So that's what they're trying to do.
I was just fixing to say and apologize for trying to interrupt you. That's what I was going to say. Speaking of gorgeous women, for those of us who are a little older, and yes, I've got years on you. The classic scene in the movie Cannonball Run was two beautiful women. So now let me ask you something. You know Daytona. Daytona is infamous for motorsports. I mean, race week just ended. Bike week is dead smack in the center of Bike week. You've got the Spring Turkey Run coming up. Mm-hmm. The GumBall Rally starts on June 4th in Miami.
Right.
It's coming through Daytona. It's what can people and residents, and not just in Daytona, because we're close enough to Orlando and other places to where, I mean, literally Central Florida can come by and see these cars and see what people are doing.
Yes.
What would make these guys want to come out? Tell them why they want to come out and see these cars, besides the beautiful women.
Well, besides the beautiful women, I think, Florida is a beautiful state, so just that alone, you want to go to Florida. But in this particular case, you have the most luxurious cars in the world driving through the streets of Daytona, through the whole, actually, state of Florida, and you won't get the chance to see that too many times in a lifetime. You have the most luxurious, expensive, most beautiful cars in the world driving through the streets in your neighborhood. So you got to check them out. You got to hear the exhaust and the way they look, and once they park and they get to the next section, you can walk around and see these cars, and it's quite a sight. It's beautiful.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sitting here fighting with this camera. I'm just realizing, do you have a video feed on your end? Can you?
I don't. I see myself. I don't see you.
You know what? Whoops. Okay. Yeah, actually, I have no idea what went on with that, but you know what? People don't need to see me as much.
I see a picture of you, Lawrence.
Well, trust me, the picture's deceiving. Antonio, you are infamous for your Calvin Klein model days. You don't know how many women have asked me in the last 24 hours to ask you, do you see Jagger coming back to General Hospital? Because of all these other former characters coming back. But beyond that, you were talking about this, TV show.
Right.
What are you trying to do? Are you trying to create another Antonio revolution with the women in this country? Do you know how many women you're going to have running out to home repair stores?
Well, that's the whole idea. But seriously, I am here to. The goal was to help a lot of people in all kinds of cities all over the country, and that's what we're going to do. We're going to change people's lives I'm going to be walking in these people's homes or offices or restaurants or businesses, and I'm going to change their lives. And that's what we're going to be doing. We are on the road in May. We're going from Tucson to New Orleans to Charlotte to the south. We're going to Memphis. We're going to Savannah. We're going all over the place, and it's going to be on the air in September. And I got to tell you, it's going to be 150 shows. I'm doing 150 renovation this year, starting in May all the way to February, and it's going to be rerun again for another 150 times. So basically, from September for a year, you're going to see me 300 times on the air every single day, 5 days a week on TV, and that's what I'm trying to do. I want to change people's lives, and that's what we're doing. And I'm very excited about the show. I just finished. I'm going to be on Oprah in 2 weeks. She's coming to my acting academy to check out some of the kids that I've been teaching for the last 2 years, which is awesome. It's going to air this summer on the Oprah Network show, and then I just finished doing another movie for Discovery ID, which is airing in August, and then I got this TV show. So I'm extremely busy. My wife is busy. We got a lot of stuff going on, and I got to tell you, this is an exciting year for the fans. If they want to see me, they're gonna see me a lot.
Actually, and that's what I was going to tell you. You are one of those stars or celebrities that has stayed in people's minds. I mean, people know who you are just by the mention of your name. When your name is mentioned, it's always a positive reaction. I have a woman who runs a pizzeria here in the Daytona Beach, Port Orange area who, could tell me every program. I mean, basically your lines on General Hospital for your entire stint. And she was, first thing this morning, she says, tell him if he's ever in Daytona, Luigi's, he's got to come. And
I'll never forget that. That's a great name, of course.
Yeah, but that's what I was going to ask you. You have managed to maintain a very positive image for yourself. You're known for your acting ability, for your modeling. You're a family man. You have kids. You've stayed active in a positive way. I don't think I've ever seen you on a TMZ report, falling over like David Hasselhoff ever in my life. How do you do that?
I got to tell you, I'm a very spiritual man. I'm very close to my faith, and so my priority is to give my life, to do everything for the Lord above, and to do everything for my wife and my children. So as long as I have that as the lead, the main purpose in my life, then everything follows. And that's how I do it. I don't necessarily, rely on Hollywood to give me jobs, even though they do, or anything else. I say that the man upstairs does everything for me, and without him, I wouldn't be here. So I ask him, and I say, pretty much thank you for everything you do each and every day, and that's what we do at home here. So everything else comes after that, and I'm very blessed to have had, and still I'm working. I've been working my entire life in this awesome business that I'm in, and I praise the men upstairs for everything that I have.
Well, I will tell you, AnastasiaDate.com definitely picked the right person to work with and to promote their Lamborghini this year, and the two young ladies that's going to be driving it. Because
Right.
if nothing else, the marketing tool with you will bring out women all across this race path, especially here in the U.S., just because your name's attached to it. And believe me, I know that because I've been talking to people about doing this interview with you now. So it's just really interesting to see how many women have come out and told me. And like I said, I grew up, when you were still modeling. I've got a few years on you. So I've seen you in your movies. I think you're excellent. Let me ask you something.
Yes.
How many people or participants do you know are going to participate in the race? Do you think it's going to be a success in the U.S. this year? And what could make it that way?
You know what? I got to tell you, it's been a success all over the world. They've done this in Europe, they've done this in America before, and I think this time around it's going to be even bigger. They picked the right state, they picked the right course. They're going from Daytona to Atlanta to Charlotte and New York, and then they're also traveling to Europe. They're going to Scotland, they're going to London and Paris and Barcelona and all the way to Ibiza. So this is a very big event. I mean, no joke. They're going pretty much from the United States to Europe, taking these multi-million-dollar cars, and they're going to have a blast. And this event has been on and has been running for quite some time. So they know how to do it, and they do it well. So I'm glad that Anastasia got a car, and they got the Lamborghini involved. And but I wish I could have done it. I would have done it, and I would have tried my best to finish in the top three.
Well, Antonio, I'm not sure how much time you have, and I really don't want to take up too much of your time. I actually appreciate the fact that you agreed to do this interview. It will actually be up within the next hour. I've also told Allison I will provide it to all of the local television stations in this area. They're more than welcome to use it because, like I said, Daytona Beach is synonymous with autos and bikes, and between Race Week, Bike Week, Turkey Run, and the Coke 400 Zero,
Right.
Coke Zero 400 in July, you've now got the GumBall 3000 rally coming through Daytona in June. Thank you.
It's going to be amazing. It really is going to be amazing. And I love Florida. I think it's just an awesome place to start this. It's going to be a beautiful summer, a beautiful state to start, and to not to mention the women, the cars, and everything else that goes with it. So it's going to be fun.
Oh, there it went. Sorry.
There you are.
Sorry about that. It had one of those white lines over it. All right.
Matt, nice to see you. You're looking good, man. Look at you.
I don't know. Like I said, it gets old, and you know what? Sometimes cameras. I'm one of those people. I definitely believe it when it says a camera adds about 50.
Nah, not even close. Not even close. You look great.
Thank you. But like I said, I do appreciate the fact that you took the time to do the interview. What's the name of your upcoming show that starts airing in September again?
Fix It and Finish It.
Fix It and Finish It.
Yeah,
Well,
I'm going to be fixing it and finishing it in one day, each project.
Antonio, I will definitely be looking forward to seeing it, and I will put
Thanks.
that out there as well. Like I said,
Thank you.
so much for doing the interview, and good luck with everything that you're involved in.
Thank you, my friend. Thank you very much. Have a beautiful day.
Thank you. You too.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.